Okay. You breathe, Ron.
Yeah, so the steering committee met last month on February 5th. With that, we had a bunch of suggestions. It was our final group of chapters. They took all the suggestions at that meeting and they incorporated those into the draft. Then they did request, Lori from WSB did request a meeting with Mike, who's our attorney for the city. And that meeting was, I did check, February 20th is the meeting. So the entire document was available. Before we post it to the public and have our public hearing, we want to make sure it has some type of legal review because it is a legal document. Mike's preference was to receive smaller documents. He had mentioned a week or so for a turnaround time. So the first 4 chapters were sent off to him. So he has had those and it's still currently under review today. So we've got another 10 or 11 chapters. So he has not even had a quarter of it. So I'm not sure. I know he's involved in a bunch of other things, but it is a longer delay. And I did check with other places when they're sending stuff out anywhere from 2 days to a week to 2 weeks at most. And we're looking at 3 weeks now. And we only have a quarter of it, not even that much. So I don't know with this unusual delay, what may be on the schedule or going on. I don't know if we want to request a completion date from legal. Maybe if he could get us that date by March 20th. So if he can let us know if we can, I'm thinking by April 10th, maybe, because it's a significant amount. But if by March 20th, he could tell us if he can meet that date. And if not, maybe we can reach out to the League of Minnesota Cities and have their attorneys review it. They do have that service as well, because I don't want this delay to cause the whole town to have a delay. So I don't know if that's something that we would need to do a recommendation, or council members, what do you think there? I think that's a
what we'll
reasonable
do
time
is
for me.
we'll bring that up in a
Okay.
council meeting, that's a part of what there is with WSB, that's where it's at,
Because
so.
it's done and it's literally.
Yeah, so council knows
Yeah.
it's at that point, and I
That's-
think that's important, okay, so it's not us dragging our feet, but it's back to where it is with.
Yeah,
legal.
we've had a number of citizens that are not on any other boards or groups in town that have been on the steering committee and really worked hard and came in extra. Former P and Z people, former mayors, just a wide variety of people, and that have really worked hard. So I'm glad that we had citizens contributing, and their work is not going unnoticed by us for sure. But with that, I just want to make sure we're moving it forward and it's not getting bogged down in that process.
Right.
So
I'm not sure if we have any legal items for the next council meeting, so I'm gonna make sure
Yeah, I don't know.
Jason lets Mike know to come.
Okay, or to
Log
be,
in.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
log in.
because really, and even it could be an email, like if, I'd like to request a completion date from legal that they let us know by March 20th.
That's for all chapters.
Yeah, for all chapters, for a full ordinance review completion date. And I can draft up some language here. But my expectation is that the legal review of all chapters and return of any comments to our vendor be completed by Monday, April 7th. Since we do meet on April 10th for zoning, that gives, them a few days to sort through his comments. But if he can't do it, to let us know by March 20th, so then we can outsource it. Because it needs to get done and it just needs to keep moving forward. And I know there's a lot of stuff on Mike's plate. There's a lot of other things he's doing for us and who knows however many places. But with that, I just want to keep it rolling forward.
You wanna send Jim and I that email and language? And
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure Jason gets it early so he can let Mike know.
Yes.
Put it
But
on
does
there.
that sound reasonable? Hear back from the lawyer by March 20th if it can be done, and if it can't, reach out to League of Minnesota
We
Cities.
should be able to have that discussion next council,
Yeah.
this council meeting.
Yes,
This
perfect.
upcoming one with him if he's available.
Yes, I've got a rough draft going here that I scribbled out this afternoon.
So then do you want an action item added along with that if he says he can't
Yes,
get
then I
it
want,
undone
then-
for us to vote to
send it out.
send it out?
Yep. to League of Minnesota Cities or whoever else might be referred to.
Okay, and is that, do you know if that's a free service that they do?
I don't think it's gonna be free for all of the legal, I know they do a number of things
Okay.
and basic questions we can get done fairly free or cheap. But we do have, it's a couple hundred pages, so. But yeah, like I said, I reached out to a couple other areas and when they've sent stuff out for legal review, you know, a couple days, a week, but we're looking at 2.5, 3 weeks now for just the first couple chapters, so.
There's a lot going on right
There's a
now.
lot of moving parts, so. Any other updates there? I think for us, it's kind of just making sure the process is moving along and that's our role here, planning and zoning. And waiting for the draft to go out and plan to post that and make sure everybody in town knows about it.
Jim, do you want me to forward that on to Jason and tell him, or? do you
It's either
want-
that or I could do it too.
It doesn't matter to me. We both don't have to, so.
I'll send
No.
it to the both of you and please fight over it. I'm sure it'll be fun. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, whoever.
We just wanna make sure Mike's available, that's the
Yeah.
only thing. and-
Yeah, that's, and
And
that's.
it might be a simple, no, I've been too busy
Yeah.
or whatever, he doesn't
And it
even.
could be just a simple email out to Mike.
Yeah, and
before
then
the
you
council
got an
meeting,
email back, which would
Because-
work.
And then we.
And like I said, he had requested just the first couple he wanted, and rather instead of getting it all right there and just work on it, he just
Sure.
wanted the first.
Yeah, I think maybe we do it by email is even better,
Yeah.
because that way we're not paying for him to be on Zoom and do it that way.
That's for me.
Because right now it's just, can you make this date? Can you get it all done and reviewed by that date?
Okay, and that way it's not even go to council, it's just going to Jason, which we
If he
can do.
says he can't get it done, then we'll have to go to council to send it out.
Right.
So, yeah, let's get it.
So pick whatever date you want the lawyer to reply back and.
Yeah.
But I think you got the gist of
It'll
it
have to
all.
be Friday or Monday, tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah. Well, and it can be if you don't hear back from him by the time of the council meeting, then you take action.
Yeah.
That's what I would probably do.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for that. Then we have next the update on monthly incoming zoning apps and questions. And we did get a report. I know, Jim, you're pretty good at walking us through the report that comes off the system there.
Yeah, no, I was going into the system actually today and that's been flipped back over to CMS. And I was able to get into iWorks, using my old code. But I'm having that updated and that should be done probably tomorrow or Monday. Okay, to get more, but this is at least, gives you that update that there is, because last one I could get was like January 17th, so this brings it up to speed.
Okay. Thank you.
Building permit on 252-90008. 0008, yeah. Permit maintenance, but I'm just trying to figure out what that might be. There's no other comments for description on that one.
That's sure.
And 252-90007. Building permit maintenance also on that, and there's still nothing that there is.
Could even be water hookups.
Well, normally they turn around and put that down as being plumbing. Okay, or if you look at that, the one above it on the 252-90010. It's irrigation meter and installation hookup, okay, so. So those have already been submitted to CMS, and it doesn't look like the other one had been.
Thank you. Any more comments? We'll move on. And it's update on the Mary Nash storage.
Yeah, I had gotten a complaint from the neighbor that there is, that they say that, number one, they're not supposed to have a storage shed if they don't have a main building or a house that's on it. So they've got an accessory building without a main house, which is not permitted. And then when they put it in, they didn't put it in correctly, so there was a cease and desist and vacate that was put on it by CMS, but they've been going in and out and doing things in it and basically ignoring that. So I talked to Tom about that today too. So it's just something that I wanted to get on the record that there's an issue with that they're not obeying the cease and desist and going in and using that facility has got to be taken down and moved. Okay. And there's also a trailer that's there that they don't like, but the trailer's on a pad, and so what can you say about a trailer that's there? You can't really say a whole lot about that, but just bring it to the attention.
All right, thank you. Anything else for the good of the group? I do have also just same sheet from last time, but if you want to indicate if you want any of your information published or not published on the website. There is no requirement that anybody who's volunteering for planning and zoning have their email or information, phone number. We do put names of everybody out there, but we do not necessarily put all the contact information unless we have your okay to put that out there. And there, like I said, there is no requirement that you have that published out there. There's some privacy reasons that, you know, people may or may not care.
What is the
Well, I mean,
automatic that it is or is not published?
I think the default in the past has been that it was put out there, but just so you know, if you don't want it out there, I can look after the meeting and we can figure out who's got what out there if you
Yeah,
want.
Daniel's
rather not.
nominees are out there anyway for what there is
You
for
guys
council.
are council, so you guys
Correct,
have the
yes.
city issued emails.
And phone numbers.
Yep, and then zoning administrator is Jason, so he is part of his job description is zoning administrator, so he is supposed to be fielding all of the zoning questions and calls and applications, and then anything he's not able to handle, he can refer off to Stantec.
And so how do you say you'd rather not have any information put out there?
Indicated on here, if you want it on there, let me know and we'll write it down afterwards.
No, I don't want it. So if that's the default, then I don't need to do
I
anything.
think default is not on the website unless you have it at Orinoco City Council.
I
Those
think
are
that
the
that's the right
default.
way to do the rest of it. You can put name, but I wouldn't give the rest of the information out of that.
I would not be out there. I haven't looked in a long time, but for many, many years, I was not even listed as being a part of, my name wasn't even on there for,
And
I don't even know if it is
Jason's-
now.
Jason's been changing a lot of the stuff
he
that there
has.
is on the website, so he's been trying to do a better job off of that.
Yeah, so-
We were way behind, I think.
So
on
the
that.
default will be no, except for council is what I'm
Yeah.
putting down.
Yeah.
If you do want your information out there and available, let me know and I'll let Jason know.
okay.
I will shoot him a message after this to let him know
The default
everybody's.
is no.
Yes, the default is no.
Yeah.
That's my way.
I think,
For the second that.
yeah, I think the standard is as long as you're vice chair, then it's not published. If you aren't vice chair, then it does get published. So any volunteers for vice chair?
Yeah, and I about that.
Yeah.
But no, so any zoning questions are supposed to actually go to Jason.
Yeah.
Basically.
Good sales pitch.
I tried.
Our zoning
Might
administrator.
have went over Tom's heads, but you tried.
All
I
right.
really tried.
So with that, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
First, we've got a second. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much. 7:55. About an hour.